They say the past is dead. Those old wars fade. Those names don't matter. But I've got a little bit of Crimea in my blood. Just a fragment of flotsam washed up on a foreign shore. My ancestors fought in the siege of Sevastopol. Irish men in British uniforms bleeding into Tartar soil for someone else's empire. When it ended, they were shipped halfway around the world and given a patch of dirt in Victoria, Australia. They called it Sebastopol. That's where I grew up. After World War II, our suburb filled with migrants, families displaced by the next war. The corner store was run by a Tartar woman, a leaf low and out of place. She disembarked in Port Melbourne, saw her name on a map and laughed. So, she'd say, grinning, "That's why I'm here." I remember her at a family wake. Too many sweet sherries, snoring in the corner. Then, suddenly, her eyes snapped open. She stared at me. "We're not like the rest," she whispered, then drifted back to sleep. The Tartars, forgotten flotsam like us, the original children of Crimea, children of the Azov Sea, banished by Catherine the Great in 1797, they returned. Banished by Tsar Alexander in 1857, they returned. Banished by Stalin in 1944, they returned. Banished again by Vladimir in 2014. How will they ever find the courage to return again? Half a world from Crimea, and yet it never feels far. So here I am, generations later. Same coastline burning, new uniforms, new weapons, same tired old story. So, come on a journey with a confused Irish Australian trying to make sense of it all. We'll take Nightingale's lamp to light the way, and Tolstoy's quill to write the story. Two figures who saw Crimea's war firsthand. One to heal, one to warn. Warnings we ignored at our peril. And maybe, one day, Ukraine's Tatars will come home. For good. Because we're all flotsam now in the wake of an Arctic icebreaker. Elon has to have Mars. Vladimir and Donald, they're taking the world. And they're starting in Ukraine. Crimea. The Sea of Azov. This is What They Missed. A clown, an oligarch, and the empire they're carving up while we watch the circus. This isn't about Ukraine. Not really. It's about what's underneath. Oil, gas, shipping lanes, and a sea so small most people can't find it on a map. And another sea so vast it will redraw the map entirely. Crimea is the rehearsal. The law and the precedent set there will be applied at the top of the world. The Arctic is the prize. Some say neither man cares about it, but the Arctic is too remote, too frozen, too expensive. Watch what they do. Two men, one wants his empire back, the other wants his name on everything that's left. Between them, a frozen ocean full of fuel and a world too distracted to notice. The Arctic is beautiful, ancient, untouched, but beauty has never stopped men with drills and flags. The season follows the thread, from a shallow inland sea to the top of the world, from the law they're writing now to the future they're stealing. 5 episodes, one question. What happens when the ice cracks and only 2 men are standing at the edge? Stay with me, because by the end you'll see the map the way they see it, and we'll uncover why one Ukrainian girl has 2 grown men terrified. Imagine a Mediterranean Sea, shallow, sheltered, ringed by nations, small by global standards, but ancient, teeming with life. Deep time built something here layer by patient layer. Its shores were once lined with larch and pine, algae blooms that fed trilobites, ammonites, early fish. Their decaying bodies formed deep beds of carbon. Life turned to fuel. This sea was generous. It fed mammoth and saber-toothed, whale and narwhal. It still sings beneath the ice. Yes, ice. A Mediterranean Sea, not the one with olives and villas. This one's older, stranger, smaller. Just a puddle compared to the other world's oceans. And shallow. So very shallow. Like all seas, it began with life. Tiny creatures in warm ponds, living, dying, sinking, layer upon layer of plankton and algae pressed into black gold, fuel for future empires. They whispered without words, "Someday, you'll burn me." Its shores once hosted forests and creatures with improbable names. Mastodon, Glyptodon, Megatherium. Always modest. A pocket between two giants, the Atlantic and the Pacific. It waited. Yet it was a crucible. Whales evolved sonar. Seals learned to clap underwater. And then came a bear, white as snow, silent as death, emperor of the pack ice. Yes, you've guessed it. This is the core Arctic Sea, covering just 3.5 million square kilometres. The other Mediterranean. Not warm, but enclosed. Not blue, but brilliant. Both Russia and the USA swear they'll protect it, preserve it, keep it pristine. Remember that promise. Like its cousins, it became a cradle. For people, oceans divide, but not here. For millennia, Arctic peoples didn't just survive, they crossed. Umiaks of stitched hide, trading fishhooks, visiting neighbours. Long before Columbus faced west, families paddled east across Beringia. Just 4 kilometres from Russia to Alaska. No borders, no passport, just frozen ocean and good directions. Crossing the Pacific, Polynesians, eat your heart out. They built snow houses, mastered the art of longships, hunted seal, sang across the fjords. They crossed from Russia to Norway before Russia and Norway even existed. A good hunter reached Iceland in a week. The bold ones went further. Greenland, Vinland, the place they now call the Americas. Eric the Red established the first settlement on the frozen land of Greenland. And yes, he might have oversold it slightly. Leif the Lucky, son of Eric, sailed even further. He bartered fine red cloth for the Beathox hard-won animal furs. Mapping the world. 5 centuries before Mr. and Mrs. Columbus named their baby boy Christopher, the Norse knew this sea, feared it, loved it. They didn't ask permission, they just sailed. And now, the Arctic sings a new song. Louder. The ice melts, the sea opens. Tankers glide where only whales once passed. Beneath the thinning ice, treasure. Gold, coal, oil, an estimated 26.5 trillion in mineral riches lies below. 7.3 trillion is accessible now, The remaining 19.2 trillion locked up by bureaucracy, environmental protections, indigenous rights. But not for long. For Vladimir and Donald, it's a real estate bonanza waiting to boom. A sea frozen in time, thawing into profit. Vladimir sees derricks where the bears roam. Donald dreams of refineries where caribou walk, pipelines across migration routes and cultural memory. Some say, drill, now, before renewables make it worthless. Others say, leave it. Let the fossils lie. Let restraint win. We don't need this fuel. Not in a world that drinks the wind, traps the sun and rides the tide. We don't need one last bonfire. We need a future. And maybe, just maybe, a northern Mediterranean can remain what it was meant to be. A place of life, not fire. The Arctic Ocean isn't vast. It's the world's smallest ocean. More like an inland lake. Only 7% of it's classified as high seas. The rest, already bordered, already contested. Reclassified as an inland sea, like the Sea of Azov, and international law fades. Maritime loopholes born in Crimea's waters are applied to the top of the world. Money flows where the law is weakest. It always has. From the Sea of Azov to the Arctic shelf, the same networks ride the same loopholes. Oligarch money doesn't need icebreakers, it just needs paperwork. Right now, only Arctic bordering nations get a say. Russia, the USA, Denmark, Canada, Norway. The USA plans a land grab for Canada and Greenland, and it has the muscle to back it up. Then it's just Russia and the USA. Maybe tiny Norway knocking on the door. Everyone else? Locked out. That's the stress line. It doesn't end at Crimea, it begins there. The law written in Azov's waters, the precedents set in Crimea's seas, will be applied at the top of the world. That's not speculation, that's the pattern. It runs through Azov and straight into the Arctic. Some still say neither man has an interest in the north. The icebreaker budgets say otherwise. In the next episode, we follow the fracture north, from warm blood into frozen money, where a clown's punchlines mask a pipeline and property grab that launders governance into cash. If the future of our Earth matters to you, you'll know where to go. Hit like, hit subscribe, stay sharp, because you've already seen more than most leaders dare admit.